Shalom. Beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Now I know you're going to say, well, what Pharisees and Sadducees do I have around me right now? Trust me, there are many. There are a lot of Pharisees and Sadducees today. They don't call themselves that, but they're around you. Trust me, they are around. If you do any research, if you go to any YouTube channels and ministries, there are a lot of Pharisees and Sadducees. Okay, all you gotta do is look at the actions of the Pharisees and Sadducees, and you'll see that there are a lot of people that have adapted to their ways, and they are modern day Pharisees and Sadducees. We're going to go to Matthew chapter 16, verse 5 through 12. Okay? 5 through 12. And this is what it says. And then when his disciples were come unto the other side, they had forgotten to take bread. Then Yahushua said unto them, take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. And they reasoned among themselves, saying, it is because we have taken no bread. Which, when Yahushua perceived, he said unto them, O ye of little faith, why reason among yourselves because ye have brought no bread? Do ye not understand? Do ye not yet understand? Neither remember the 5 loaves and the 5,000, how many baskets were took up? Neither the 7 loaves and the 4,000, how many baskets ye took up? How is it that ye do not understand that I spake not unto you concerning bread, physical bread, that ye should beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and Sadducees? Then understood they how that he bade them not beware of the leaven of bread, but of the doctrine of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Wow. Now there's 2 things I want to talk to you about this passage, right? The first thing is that he had already done 2 miracles with bread when they didn't have much. He had already done 2 miracles. Notice he said here, he said, remember the 5 loaves, right? And the 5,000. Then he says, and then the 7 loaves and the 4,000. So there were 2 groups of people that he fed with little. And now here they are worrying because they did not take enough bread, or they didn't bring any bread. So that should be enough to show you how weak they were concerning their faith. He had already done miracles. You shouldn't be worrying about bread at this point. If you don't bring any, he's able to do a miracle that you wouldn't believe. That's why he said here, oh ye of little faith. Why reason among yourselves this thing, right? But anyway, this here message for the day is bewaring the leaven of the Pharisees and Sadducees. Now, I want to ask you this question. What is the leaven of the Pharisees and Sadducees? It's their doctrines, right? The Pharisees and Sadducees had certain attributes about them. They were always trying to judge the Mashiach. They were always hypocrites. Yahushua said they strain at a net and swallow a whole camel. Now, what do that tell you about them? Right? What do that tell you? All you got to do is look out here in today's world and you'll see who the Sadducees and Pharisees are, right? They're so judgmental, okay? They're the type of person that sit back and they will talk about a person that may drink wine or something like that, right? But yet, or cursing, or may say a curse word, but yet they'll be committing adultery and fornication, and they will sit back and judge a person for doing something that the scripture tells you there's nothing wrong with it. But because Christianity says it's wrong, then they'll judge a person for it, right? But yet, they themselves will be swallowing a whole camel. They'll be in adultery, they'll be homosexuals, they'll be doing all kinds of things, right? That's the doctrine of the Pharisees and Sadducees, right? So the Most High is trying to tell you these doctrines that they have come up with. All you have to do is go and study the Pharisees and Sadducees and see their ways, and you'll know who he's referring to. These people he's talking about. Listen to their doctrines, okay? And you will know that they are Pharisees and Sadducees. Listen to what they say. Listen to how judgmental they are about certain things. Now, the scripture tells us we're supposed to judge, right? We should judge wickedness. But sometimes people are judging things that ain't even wicked. They're judging things and calling them wicked, calling things wicked that's not wicked, and things that's wicked, they're calling it good. Hypocrites! That's what he was referring to when he was talking about the Pharisees and Sadducees. They were hypocrites, okay? So, he said, beware of their doctrines. So now, all you need to do is, if you want to know what doctrines he's referring to, all you have to do is look at the attributes of the Pharisees and Sadducees in the scriptures. Go to I think it's Matthew chapter 24. Some of those scriptures where he says, woe unto you, Pharisees and Sadducees. Those are the scriptures you want to see. Look at the things that he mentioned there, and look at those that have those same attributes, and then listen to their doctrines. You will see the doctrines that he's referring to, because some of them have doctrines that are so damnable they will carry a person right to hell. That's right. So beware of the leaven or the doctrine of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. This day I want you to beware of it. So when you hear information coming from people, don't just be so quick to just swallow it up. You better do your own research. Okay, don't succumb to the doctrines of devils and seducing spirits. So I want you to remember that. Okay, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and Sadducees. Shalom.